Hello, good evening. I'm just waiting for the teacher to join, and I'm going to make her host.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, teacher. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Thank you for your patience. Sorry for the difficulties.
No worries.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you. Tell me if you can see the presentation okay?
Yes, you can see.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Well, first of all, let me introduce myself to you. I'm gonna be your tutor for the TOEFL preparation course. I'm Damaris Salmeron. We've already kind of said hello through WhatsApp. So in case you have any questions, any problems, you can contact me through WhatsApp or by email, whatever's easier to you. And we're gonna keep the same schedule, Wednesday and Saturday as it was planned before, okay? And today, we're going to see some strategies, some vocabulary strategies. We're going to do a vocabulary practice, and we're going to do, I'm going to show you some listening strategies, and we're going to do a listening practice as well. Okay? Now, before I begin, would you like to quickly just introduce yourself? Just tell me your name so I can familiarize with you, get to know you a little better, just really quickly.
Who first?
Angel.
Okay, teacher. My name is Angel Fernando Solis Jimenez, and I'm 22 years old. Something else, or that's it?
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Angel. And maybe we can go to.
Yes, my name is Cedel Humberto Lopez Perez. I'm from Guadalajara. I'm 27 years old.
Thank you. What do you prefer, Edel or Humberto?
Edel, okay.
Good. Nice to meet you, Edel.
Nice
Daisy,
to meet you
please.
too.
Hi, good evening. My name is Daisy Rubio de Vos Ortiz. I am from Morelia. I am nurse.
Very good. Nice to meet you, Daisy. So you're a nurse in what area?
And hospitalization.
Nice to meet you, Daisy. Now, Noemi, please.
Good night. My name is Noemi Ochoa Rodriguez. I am from Guadalajara. I am studying nursing.
And where are you studying, Noemi?
Sorry?
Where are you studying?
Bueno, no sé cómo se dice. Estoy haciendo mi servicio social.
You're in your social service in
Yes.
UDG?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Here in Cush?
No, Cunorte.
Cunorte. Okay. Okay, so you go from here, like you go Are you living in Colotlan or is it
Yes.
Norte? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Well, nice to meet you, Noemi.
Hi, my name is Mayra. I'm living in Guadalajara. I'm 25 years old.
Are you also a nurse or studying to become a nurse, Mayra?
I'm a nurse. Yep.
Very good. Well, let me tell you that I gave classes in Kusur, English classes there too, for nurse students and medicine students. And a while ago, there was a program here in Jalisco by the time the Panamericanos Games were taking place. And I also helped some students getting certified in English. Well, they were not students anymore. They were already nurse working in hospitals here. So I'm very happy to be working with the medical field again. Well, so let's get started with our presentation. As I said before, we're going to look into some vocabulary strategies, vocabulary practice, and listening strategies and listening practice. So this is kind of the way that we're going to be working. I'm going to give you some tips, or we're going to go through vocabulary or specific grammar, and then we'll try to do some activities related to the topic that we just saw. And I will also assign you some extra activities through the platform that you already have, which is this one, I think, right? You've been working on this?
Yes, we do.
Oh, well.
Yes, smart, right?
That's right. So that's how we're going to be working. Is it similar to the way you were working before?
Yes, I guess we are familiar with that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So we'll keep that style. Okay, so I'll go back to my presentation. Here I put vocabulary strategies first, but we're actually going to start with listening, okay? Okay. Now, remember that in TOEFL, there are 3 types of listening exercises. The first type is a short conversation, and they usually have different purposes. One of them could be to give advice, to apologize, and to ask for information. Now, a very good tip for this type of listening practices is to listen carefully to the second speaker, because key information is found on the second speaker, okay? Now, the other type of exercise that we have in TOEFL involves conversations, usually 2 conversations. Now, in this type of exercises, the language is more formal, and you will find 3 to 4 spoken questions. You will not see the questions written down, but rather you'll hear the questions. Now, key information in like type B listening activities is usually found in like the introduction, like the context they give you before you actually listen to the conversation. And then the third type of listening that you will find in TOEFL are mini talks. They're usually 3 and they're short presentation. And these exercises involve an academic English vocabulary or topics. They're usually about a professor in a university or some staff of a college, type like that. And we will usually find 4 to 5 spoken questions. We will not see the questions, we'll just see like the answers, and the questions will come later, okay? And now a key tip for this one is to really concentrate. And in this type of exercises, you can take notes. So I would highly recommend to concentrate and take notes on details like names, dates, like speaker feelings, speaker emotions, and very important, the main idea of the audio, okay? So let's just recap very quickly. Remember, in the first type of listening, the key information is found on the second listener. On the type 2, key information is found in the context or introduction. And in the third type of listening, you actually need to take notes of details of names, dates, fields. I think I stopped sharing. Can you still see my screen? For some reason, like the presentation stopped.
Okay. Yes, now I can see.
I'm going to stop my video because we're going to do a listening practice, okay? I'm going to show you now this one. And we're going to do an activity similar, a practice similar to the one you're going to find in TOEFL. Now, do you remember the tip I gave you for the first type of activity? Like, where can you find like key details, key information to answer?
Focus on the second person. That
On the second list. On the
the
second.
second list.
That's right. On the second speaker, sorry. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play the audio and try to focus on the second speaker, yes? Because there's where we will find key information. So I don't know if you have a notebook or paper where you can write your answers on, and we're going to check answers one by one. So if you need to take some time to get materials, to get a notebook, to get a pen, just post a message so I can wait to play the audio. Nope. Okay, so I guess I'll just play the audio right away. I'll
Yes.
stop my video to get better connection, okay?
Okay.
Please tell me if you can hear the audio.
You are not permitted to turn the page during the reading of the directions or to take notes at any time.
Is the audio okay? Can you hear good?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear.
Thank you. Okay, so here we go.
Part A. Directions. Each item in this part consists of a brief conversation involving two speakers. Following each conversation, a third voice will ask a question. You will hear the conversations and questions only once, and they will not be written out. When you have heard each conversation and question, read 4 answer choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected.
Now let's begin with the first conversation. Number 1.
Have you tried the new restaurant that opened downtown?
Yes, I went there last weekend. The food was delicious, but the prices were quite high.
What does the woman imply?
I'll give you a few seconds to answer.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything related to your
Number 2.
Have you visited the new exhibit at the museum?
No, I haven't. But I heard it's not actually new. They relocated it from another gallery.
What can be inferred about the exhibit? Number 3.
Have you finished packing for the trip?
Not yet, but I've laid out all the clothes I want to bring on the bed.
What is the woman likely to do next? Number 4.
I have so many assignments due this week.
Remember, not all of them are equally important.
What does the woman suggest? Number 5.
Have you tried the new coffee shop in town?
Yes, it was nice, but I wish they had more seating.
What does the woman imply about the coffee shop? Number 6.
Do you prefer the red or blue shirt?
It doesn't matter, whichever you think looks better.
What does the woman imply? Number 7.
Wow, this restaurant has an incredible view.
No kidding.
What does the woman likely feel about the view? Number 8.
Did you remember to bring the camera for the trip?
Yes, but I think the battery is dead.
What is the issue with the camera? Number 9.
Your friend left a message. She wants you to join her for coffee.
Oh, okay. Did she mention where?
What does the woman want to know? Number 10.
Did you hear about the new job opening?
Yes, John told me about it yesterday.
What does the man imply about the job opening? Number 11.
This movie is way too slow. I keep checking my watch.
Ugh, tell me about it. Maybe we should sneak some popcorn in next time.
What can we infer about the man's feelings about the movie? Number 12.
Do you think the boss will approve our vacation request?
Yeah, right after pigs start flying.
What can be inferred about the boss from this conversation? Number 13.
Have you heard anything about Sarah's party?
Yeah, she shared the details on her Instagram story.
What does the man say about Sarah's party? Number 14.
I'm thinking of quitting my part-time job. It's too far from my house.
Are you sure that's a good reason to quit?
What does the woman imply? Number 15.
I can't see the stage well from here. Let's leave.
How about we move to the front row?
What does the woman propose? Number 16.
Did you hear Peter's excuse for missing the meeting?
Yeah, he blamed it on traffic again.
What do the speakers imply about Peter?
¿Quieres empezar una carrera en tecnología, pero no puedes porque trabajas tiempo completo? Puedes estudiar a tiempo parcial.
Number 17.
Let's go for a hike in the mountains, Alex.
I would, but my ankle is still sore from yesterday's run.
What does Alex mean? Number 18.
The museum is just a few blocks away from here.
Oh, I thought we were going to the library.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 19.
Do you know when the city council will announce the new park project?
I heard they're not meeting until after the elections.
What does the woman suggest? Number 20.
Did you hear if Michael is joining us for the movie tonight?
He's already picked out a movie from his collection.
What does the woman imply? Number 21.
I can't believe we followed Lisa's directions.
If only we'd checked the map ourselves.
What do they mean? Number 22.
Everyone loved the movie, didn't they?
Well, not everyone was impressed.
What does the woman imply? Number 23.
How was your meal at the new restaurant?
It was delicious and the prices were quite affordable.
What are these people probably discussing? Number 24.
Excuse me, I didn't receive the handout for today's lecture.
Oh, I only printed out enough for the students on the attendance list.
What are they discussing? Number 25.
Why is the traffic moving so slowly?
Well, they say patience is a virtue.
What does the man imply? Number 26.
Emily mentioned that Paris is a beautiful city to visit.
She's been there a few times herself.
What does the man imply? Number 27.
Have you ever cooked with Julia?
Yes, she's like a master chef in the kitchen.
What does the woman imply about Julia? Number 28.
Have you tried the homemade cookies from the bakery on Maple Street?
Oh, yes. They're on par with those from the gourmet bakeries downtown.
What does the woman imply? Number 29.
I spilled coffee all over my new shirt.
Well, that's life for you.
What does the woman imply? Number 30.
Hey, have you seen the umbrella I borrowed from you last week? It's supposed to rain today.
I've been looking for it, but it seems to have disappeared.
What does the man imply?
Pardon.
Now, what do you think? Did the tip work to focus on the second speaker?
Yes, it worked, but not in all the questions.
Do you remember a particular one in which it didn't work?
Yes, one that says, what does the what was what were they discussed? I think was the question.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Do you agree with Edel that it worked, but not in all the questions?
Yeah, Adele, I agree. I agree.
Okay. Was there something else that you found particularly confusing or difficult? Was it vocabulary, pronunciation?
I think some vocabulary.
For me, vocabulary.
Because
vocabulary also.
if you don't understand some word, you miss the purpose of the talking.
That's right. And especially because sometimes they ask you a question with a synonym, right? Like they will not say, let me go back to one of the questions. Like in this one, she says like, oh, no kidding. Meaning that it's not something unexpected, right? Anything else that you found particularly difficult?
I guess the largest one.
Could you explain a little more?
When the option is so big.
Yeah, right, because you have to like read faster to
Yes.
read like all the options and then to be quick to choose. Yeah, I agree with you. And that I think that is also part of vocabulary and like understanding all the words and what they mean. Yes, I agree with you. That's why today I also set aside some vocabulary practice. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more practice on listening on the type 2 of exercises in TOEFL. Remember that key information is found in the introduction statement that gives you the context of the question of what's going to be asked. And again, you cannot see the question, you can only see the options, okay? So in this type of exercises, I'm going to stop a little bit so we can discuss and see what the best options could be, okay? I'll share this tab again. I'm going to stop my video to get better connection.
Part B. Directions. This part of the test consists of extended conversations between two speakers. After each of these conversations, there are a number of questions. You will hear each conversation and question only once, and the questions are not written out. When you have heard the questions, read the 4 answer choices.
Okay, so here's a question for you. How do you make sure you're absolutely ready for the USMLE?
Choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then, fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. Don't forget, during actual exams, taking notes or writing in your test book is not permitted.
Now, during your exam, your actual exam, you cannot take notes in this section. But for right now, you can take notes, right? Because we're just practicing.
Now let's begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 to 33.
Good morning, Diana. What did you want to talk to me about today?
Good morning, Professor Smith. I've been thinking about my career path and I'm considering switching my major to environmental science.
Oh, interesting. Can you tell me why you're considering that change?
Well, I've always been passionate about environmental issues, and I think I'd like to work in conservation or sustainability after I graduate.
That's a noble goal, Diana. However, have you considered how your current major in economics could also be beneficial in addressing environmental challenges? Many organizations need economists to analyze the economic impact of environmental policies and initiatives.
I see your point. But wouldn't I need specific knowledge in environmental science to contribute effectively?
Absolutely. How about exploring some elective courses in environmental science to supplement your economics major? You could also consider internships or volunteer opportunities in environmental organizations to gain practical experience and see if it aligns with your career aspirations.
Number 31. What is the likely relationship between the two speakers?
Now, what do you think? How are they related? Student and advisor? Colleagues? That means like student, or teacher, that's a colleague. An environmental scientist and a policymaker, or a professor and graduate student.
I'm on between D or A.
A or D?
Maybe D.
Maybe D?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think D too.
Also D?
Number 32. What is Diana's current major?
Do you know what a major is?
Environmental science.
Like
Okay.
importante?
Yeah, major could mean important, but in this case, they're discussing something academic. A major is like a licenciatura. Yes, when you major, that means that you're gonna get like your certification in what? She's gonna major, like me, I majored in English teaching. That's my major. It is also, like you very well said, a synonym of important. But in this context, it means what she's going to graduate on. So what do you think? What is her major? Environmental science, economics, biology, or chemistry?
Letter A?
Letter A could be?
Could you repeat the question, teacher?
Yep.
Between the two speakers. Number 32. What is Diana's current major?
They're asking for her current major, what she's studying right now. So some of you think that it's letter A. Any other idea?
I think it's C.
C. Okay. And let's listen to the last question.
Number 33. What does Professor Smith suggest Diana do?
Yeah, what does he suggest her to do? What was his recommendation? It says to switch. You know what switch means?
Like cambiar.
Yeah, like change. And it says switch her major to environmental science. Pursue, that means to follow. Internship in environmental organization. An internship is similar to like social service, or like in some majors you have to do like some practice work. That's like an internship. And then it says take elective courses, that is like optional classes in the university. You know that when you study your major, you have some obligatory or mandatory courses, and then you have elective courses. Or it says focus solely on economics. What do you think is the correct answer?
I think is B.
B like boy?
Yes. Pursue
Okay.
internships in environmental organizations.
Let's check for the answers. There. Remember, in this one, we were kind of between A and D, right? Student and advisor. And then here, what is her current major? It's economics, was letter B. And here, 33, it was letter C, take elective courses. Now, did you take any notes while you were listening?
No,
No?
no, I just reminded.
Okay. Let's do another one. Now, this time, try to take some notes. In the actual test, remember that you won't be able to take notes in this particular section, but for right now, since we're doing practice, I think it will be a good idea to write a few notes, maybe some keywords about the conversations, okay? I'll play the next one.
Questions 34 to 37.
Hey, James. You look a bit stressed. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed about spring break. I was really looking forward to visiting my family, but it turns out all the flights are fully booked for the week I wanted to travel.
That's frustrating. Have you considered other travel options?
I thought about driving, but it's a pretty long journey, and doing it solo seems daunting. Plus, with gas prices these days, it's not the most economical choice.
Have you looked into carpooling? It could make the trip more manageable and cost-effective.
Carpooling? How does that work?
Well, there's this thing called a ride-sharing board on campus. It's like a digital bulletin board where students post if they need a ride or have extra seats in their car. It's divided by regions, so you can find someone heading your way.
That sounds interesting. How do I use it?
You just go online and select your destination and dates. Then you can either post that you're looking for a ride or offer seats in your car. It's pretty straightforward.
So, if I'm driving and have space, I should post that I'm offering a ride?
Exactly. And if you need a ride, you can check out the posts from students who are driving to your destination and see if you can catch a lift with them.
That could work. Where do I find this ride-sharing board?
It's on the university website under the Student Services section. You'll see a tab for transportation or ride sharing. Alternatively, there might be physical bulletin boards around campus with similar information.
Got it. Thanks for the tip, Kelly. I'll definitely check it out.
Number 34. What is James feeling stressed about?
Okay, let's comment on the answers. It says, what is he feeling stressed about? Assignments, overdue assignments. You know what overdue means?
No, I don't know.
No?
No.
No, it means that they pass, that they have a limit and they pass, and it implies that he's worried about the assignments he didn't send on time. What about letter B, flight cancellations? Is he worried about that?
No.
No.
Not so much? Is he worried about exams?
No.
No.
Not really. Is he worried about transportation for spring break?
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of, right? Okay, let's see the next question.
Number 35. How does Kelly suggest James could make the trip more manageable and cost-effective?
What does she suggest? Train ticket? You understand what hitchhiking means?
No.
No?
No.
Hitchhikers, like they stand on the street and like they put their thumb up to see if someone picks them up. And like, hey, where are you going? Well, I'm going to Vallarta. Okay, can I ride with you? Sure, come along. That's hitchhiking. Like to hop into strangers' cars in the street.
Oh, okay, okay.
Good.
Do you think that's what she suggests?
No.
No.
What about letter C, carpooling?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what carpool is, right? I suppose. And finally, it says renting a car. No? You agree on letter C?
Yes.
sir.
Letter C is.
Okay. Let's look at question 36.
Number 36. Based on the conversation, what can be concluded about the ride-sharing board?
It says, what can you conclude? What conclusion can you draw? It only allows students to offer rides, no request. It is a university-run service with designated drivers. It connects students traveling to the same region, or it requires students to pay a fee, that is to pay some money, a special cost, for using the service.
I think it's letter C.
See this one? Let's see the last one.
Letter C.
Okay.
Number 37. Where does Kelly suggest James can find the ride-sharing board?
Now, where does she suggest he can find the information? On the university website or physical bulletin board in campus, in the local newspaper, train station, or in the student union building?
On the
Letter
university
A.
website.
Okay, let's check the answers.
Esto es lo que ganas con un salario de Latinoamérica. Y esto es lo que gana.
Did you do better on this one?
Yes.
You are correct.
Yeah, did you take any notes?
Yes.
No, I
Yeah?
didn't.
You didn't, okay? For some people, it helps taking notes, like it helps you really focus, because these exercises require us to be focused because we have to remember information, right? We have like, what did he say? Where could he find? Maybe sometimes it's not, sometimes it's vocabulary, but other times it's because we have to remember what they actually said. And that's a lot of work for the brain. You should know this as nurses, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna stop the listening practice. And we're gonna continue to a little bit of vocabulary practice. I'm going to give you just a few vocabulary strategies because vocabulary is something that is necessary for reading, for writing, and even for listening. And it's impossible to memorize, to know the meaning of every single word in English or in Spanish or in any language. But I'll show you some strategies that might be useful for your TOEFL exam. Now, these are the tips that I recommend everybody that is going to do this type of exams, TOEFL, Cambridge, TOEIC, to read often. Anything that you can read that is in English, it's a brochure, a magazine article, anything, it's useful because they will have vocabulary that you could encounter later. It's a good idea that when you're reading something new, you make word lists of the word that you don't know. Yeah, I found a word today in this brochure, in this article that I don't know. I should write it down and look for the synonym or look for an antonym or look it up in the dictionary. There are many dictionaries online that you can use that you don't have to buy anymore. We don't have to buy them. And there are also thesaurus. You know what a thesaurus is?
No.
I put it in the chat. Have you ever heard of that, the thesaurus?
No, I haven't.
What about the rest? Have you heard of this? Do you know what this is? Sounds
No.
like a what? It's not a dinosaur.
Me neither.
Now,
I
a
haven't heard.
thesaurus.
About what, teacher?
Thesaurus. I put it in the chat box.
Like I know how to say, for example, the Latin roots, for example, something like that.
Something like that is related to meaning, yes. Now, a thesaurus is a special dictionary that gives you only synonyms and antonyms of pretty much any word. Yeah, so like let's look for the word, for example, acknowledge. You go here to the thesaurus and it will tell you what type of word it is. In this case, it's a verb. And it's going to give you synonyms. This will not give you a definition, but synonyms. So sometimes it's a very good idea to use this type of dictionaries to enrich our vocabulary. For example, acknowledge is a synonym of accept, agree, defend, recognize. So maybe I don't know what acknowledge means, this exact word, but by looking at the synonyms, I can kind of determine the meaning, okay? So I'll give you this, I'll share this link with you. This is one that I use, but there are more. I'll share that with you.
Thank you.
So it's always a good idea to look for synonyms, look for antonyms, because many times in TOEFL type exams or other standardized exams, they ask you to give you a synonym. This word is closing meaning to what other word? Yep. Another good strategy that you can use is to learn roots and study word classes like verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and suffixes and prefixes, like someone mentioned before, are also very handy, and not only in English, but also in Spanish. Now, I want to show you this. No, this is not this. I want to show you this link that I want to share with you. Oh, wait, it's not opening. Okay, here it is. Many words in English are made by adding like other pieces, other words to those base words. And we call those roots. Now, there are many, many root words in English, and it's difficult that you memorize them or learn them all, but you can become familiarized with some of them. For example, I'm sure that you already know the root act, or you have seen this little root as part of another word. Can you think of a word in English that has these 3 letters act?
Activity.
Activity, very good.
Actually.
Actually, excellent. Like here we have act. And the root act, it says here, means do or perform. Like you said very well, activity, action, proactive. So whenever I find a word that has this root, probably it will mean that something is gonna get done. Yes? Let's see this one, this root, spec. Can you think of a word in English that has this root, the root spect?
Expectation.
Expectation, good. What's another one?
Expected.
Okay. We have spectacular also. Now this root means to look or see, like inspect, prospect, you will see someone. Inspect, you will examine something. Spectator, spectacular. What about this one? Let's do one more. Vis. Can you think of any word in English that has the root vis, V-I-S?
Visual.
Visual.
Vision.
Vision.
Visualization.
So probably, excellent, very good example. So probably the word, the root vis means what do you think it means? Vis. Visualize, visual.
Like to see.
Like to see. That's right. It means to see, like vision. Revision means to look again. Visit, when you visit, you go and see someone or something. Visitation, visual, etc. Okay? And as I said, it's very difficult to memorize all of this, but you can kind of start like putting one and one together and seeing how words relate. And we also have prefixes and suffixes. Now, roots go together with prefixes and suffixes, and together they form bigger words. Yes? For example, the prefix sub. Can you think of a word that has this prefix? Sub.
Subject.
Subway.
Subject. Subway. Now, what is a subway? It's a transportation that goes where?
Like
or
a
how?
train.
Like a train. Very good.
Metro.
Yes. Now, sub means under. Like the subway, it goes like under the way. What about a submarine?
Under the sea.
Underwater, very good. Yes. Subconscious, subordinate, subterranean, subatomic. So I know that if a word has this prefix, it's going to mean that it's under or below something. What about this one? This prefix, what do you think it means? Inter. Like interchange.
Interaction.
Very good. Interaction. What do you think this prefix means?
Like between?
Between? Let's check. Correct. This prefix means between. And so if it's interact, it's going to be like an action between two people or between two things. Interfere, interlock, interpose. Okay. I'm also going to share this link with you. So anytime that you have some time, like you can go there and just click and see some prefixes, see some suffixes, and get familiarized with these type of words. I know that in medical language, you use a lot of these Latin roots, right? Like Latin and root words. Okay. And finally, I would like to share this tab with you. Okay, so at least like once a week. You shared it through the WhatsApp, right? Okay.
Yes, I shared the book.
Excuse me?
I shared the book in WhatsApp.
Thank you very much. In this book, you're going to find a lot of vocabulary words like TOEFL academic vocabulary. And you'll find first like a list of words with the word itself, if it's used as an adverb, what it means, if it's used, if it's its synonym, and an example. Yes, like you see here. Many words I'm sure you will know. Many words you can determine the meaning, like autonomous, like chronic. I'm sure you're familiar with this word, chronic, autonomous, because of the language you use in medical school. Intervention could be. And then you'll see some activities, like just to test if you got the idea here. But typically in TOEFL, we will have this type of exercises where we have a little bit of context, and this is a typical question of TOEFL. This word is closest in meaning to. Now, I'm sure you know the answer of this one. Now, the word autonomous is closest in meaning to which one?
Independent.
Very good. Independent. Because you know what auto means, right? It means self. Maybe you also know this one, persistent, but this one is a little bit more tricky. And then it says, until the late 19th century, all rubber was extracted haphazardly from trees found in the jungles of South America. It was expensive and the supply was uncertain. However, during the 1860s, the idea of transporting rubber trees to the British colonies in Asia was conceived. This led to the larger scale cultivation of rubber trees on organized plantations. Now, this word could probably mean what? What do you think? Carelessly Do you know what care means?
Carelessly.
Carelessly? Why? What do you think carelessly?
It's like, how to say, can I say in Spanish?
Okay, let's see.
Like, sin importancia.
Yep. We can break this word.
Descuidadamente.
Yes. We can break this word into parts. We have carelessly. So I can break it into care, less, and ly. Care means like to mind something, right? Like to take care of something. Less could mean not. And then ly, the suffix ly, transforms words into adverbs. So this word is an adverb. How do I know that it is an adverb? Because it describes a verb. It says that the rubber was extracted in this way. And then it tells me some clues that it was expensive and uncertain. You know what uncertain means?
Like incierto.
Mm-hmm. And again, I can break this word on and certain into two words. Un means not. And certain means like sure. Uncertain means not sure. Let's see this one. Disrupt. Some animals use bold coloration to disrupt a would-be predator's perception. Other animals have color patterns that blend with their surroundings. Such coloration serves for protection, to attract mates, or to distract enemies. Called cryptic coloration, it uses the animal's living place, habits, and means of defense. Cryptic coloration may blend an animal so well with its environment that it is virtually invisible. Now, in this context, what do you think the word disrupt means? Disturb, distinctive, brilliant, or unfavorable?
Disturb.
Disturb. What about the rest? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Disturb.
Yes, disturbs, I guess.
And again, this word can be broken up into this, that means lack of, and rupt. And this one has it too. This one has it too. I'll go to my thesaurus. Now, would you please go? I send you the link to the thesaurus and tell me a synonym of disrupt.
The strongest synonym is disturb and rattle.
Were we correct?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, right? Very good. Let's see this one. We have disapprove. Increasingly, authorities are uneasy, it's like unhappy, about teenagers who talk on text on their phones while driving. For many, phone use and driving are perfectly compatible. Others, however, are more easily distracted, especially while listening to music. The growing number of accidents associated with phone use supports this claim. Many communities now disapprove of this habit so much that they have forbidden anyone of any age to use cell phones while driving. In stating that many communities now disapprove of these phones, the author means that they fully endorse their popularity, condemn or oppose their use, favor their use only by adults, or agree to their unrestricted use. Now let's think, are the communities happy of the use of phones?
I think is B, condemn or oppose their use.
Do you know what condemn means?
It's like it's a negative thing, like negar.
It's a negative thing. And if you see, it says condemn or oppose. If maybe you don't know what condemn means, but maybe you know what oppose. And I can think of the word like opposite. Oppose, opposite, which means the contrary, right? They oppose their use. Do you agree? You think it's letter B? Condemn or oppose?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Let's see one more. Acceptable. This one, acclaim. It says, the National Film Board of Canada was established in 1939 to produce films that reflect Canadian life and thought, and to distribute them both domestically and abroad. By winning awards from film festivals around the world, it has earned international acclaim for the artists and technical excellence for its work. Now, the word acclaim is closest in meaning to fascination, praise, acceptance, or attraction. Let's see if we can use this, if we can substitute these words and have the same meaning. It says, by winning awards from film festivals around the world, it has earned international fascination for the artist. What do you think?
I think is B.
B, praise.
Yes, praise.
What about the other? What do you think? Praise, accept, attraction, or fascination?
Maybe acceptance.
And maybe acceptance? Me, what do you think?
Acceptance could be.
Acceptance could be? Now let's see, go to your thesaurus and see what the word acclaim, what its synonym is.
What, teacher?
Let's use the thesaurus to find a synonym of acclaim. See what you can find.
Applause.
The strongest is praise.
Praise, correct. Praise is like applaud, right? Like excellent. You did a good job. Like recognize. Okie dokes. Well, I assigned you a new activity in the platform, which is this one, two key vocabulary, which is listening. This exercise is very similar to the type A exercise, the one in which there is a simple conversation and just one question. And I also noticed that some of you were not able to start or complete this one, the one that says for two vocabulary. So for those of you, I reassigned it in case you have time to answer them, okay? And then on Saturday, we'll go through the answers of the listening and comment on them, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I wish you all a very nice evening. Get some rest. Do you have classes or work tomorrow?
No, today is my day off.
No,
Tomorrow, I'm sorry.
I need the job right now.
You're at work right now. Okay. What about the rest? Do you work or study tomorrow?
Work tomorrow, yes.
Work, okay.
I won't.
Like a black man.
Tomorrow.
Just kidding.
I know. Okay, well, it was very nice working with you today. Nice to meet you. And thank you for your patience today. I guess I was logging into the wrong session. And thank you for helping me and for your support. And I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Thank you, teacher.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.